Okay, Capricorn. Ten of Swords came out. Not surprised. It's been strange. Sun oppositions going on. Sun Pluto. We're making our way into a less intense month. I feel like this really is kind of putting the final nail in the coffin there with whatever kind of issue you're really dealing with. It's kind of a once and for all quality. The good news about a Ten of Swords is there's nothing left to give into that situation. There's no more thoughts to give, no more emotion to give. Like it's so beyond past being dead. It's done, it's over. And the harshness of the reality the past several years comes to some kind of a close. And in many ways, I think there's a lack of caring finally. Like, I don't care. You can't touch me because I don't care. It's a liberating place. Be careful not to wallow or to be the martyr. Everyone kind of has a tendency to do that when they've been going through such a really hard time, like a woe is me kind of thing. That's not a Capricorn quality. I don't give that to Capricorn ever. So be careful not to do that, because that's not a comfortable place for you to be. And it could just add to, so like an immature Capricorn can very easily get stuck here because like, oh, my life is so hard. I always have these troubles. I'm always doing this always have. That's what an immature Capricorn would do. A mature Capricorn takes it, learns from it, and runs with it. That's your phrase, I use. You use Ten of Swords situations to propel yourself further. Don't deny yourself your universal gifts. Oh, wow. What an incredible contrast. Social engagements, obligations, socializing, parties, the happiness, the joy. This needed to happen so you can actually enjoy yourself. I remember when Uranus switched signs earlier this year, coming into your 5th house. And it's like, wow, finally, Capricorn, you can enjoy life. You can liberate yourself, finally. And it's a process. It doesn't happen overnight. And I think in many ways this is, right, still lingering on from that transition. A lot of my Capricorns, they were getting married. They got married this year. They bought amazing homes in Mexico. They started new businesses. I mean, they've done really amazing things in the past several months. But the lingering effects of the custody battles and the bad business partnerships that went sour, those are all still kind of at play. So it's this sort of transition where one thing is coming in, but the other hasn't quite entirely phased out. But because of the presence of this, you can start to care less and less and less about this. To allow your life to be easy for once. See, this is what an immature Capricorn would do, is wallow. Woe is me. You don't need to do that. Yes, I know you experienced huge losses, and some of you still have that coming, right? Because Pluto hasn't officially made it through your sign yet. Not all of you are out of it yet. we're kind of working our way up to this Pluto-Saturn conjunction in January of 2020. So 2019 is going to be interesting for a lot of you. It's going to be happening at 22 degrees of Capricorn, by the way. So the buildup of that, like give or take 5 degrees on either side of that. There's going to be a buildup of intensity in something else, but it can be the absolute greatest, most definitive time of your life. This is a part of it. It's a product of the buildup that's happening here. You know, the last time this happened was in the year, I think it was 1518. This is that's the last time Saturn conjunct Pluto in Capricorn. Like, this is a 500-year cycle that is like resetting itself, and you guys are here to experience that. Do you know what was happening at that time? This is when Martin Luther was putting up that declaration on the church wall and started the Protestant movement against the Catholic Church, right? This is everything against the system, breaking free, transforming your own internal systems. How amazing it is for you to embrace this change. This is not a woe is me moment. This is, oh my gosh, I can't believe I get to lead this revolution. I get to be at the forefront of changing the world, both in an actual world global sense and in an internal sense, changing your world. Pluto is a power planet, but it achieves its power through change. You are a power sign, and it achieves its power through using knowledge and experience. Don't run away. No need to run away. The fear and the doubt. If you want to keep living the way you've been living, if you want to keep things going the way they've been going, you can do that. Sure, no problem. Go for it. You want to stay in that bad business partnership, you want to stay in that bad relationship, you want to keep that sourness going, go for it. You are free to do so. But what are you sacrificing? What's the real cost? The real cost is joy, happiness, stability, freedom. All you spiritual Capricorns out there know what I'm talking about, that this could single-handedly be the most greatest liberating moment of your life. You know what I'm talking about. Anyone else's deception, anyone else's shortcomings, anyone else's failures, it's not your problem. You can't fix that. Capricorn is a lonely sign. I've got Capricorn on my 4th house cusp. And there is a melancholy element because of the Saturn rulership. You can be, I mean, like, don't get me wrong, like, you're also extraordinarily social when you want to be. You have an ability to network like crazy. You develop and cherish relationships and connections and all of this. And yes, you do. Let's give you all the good stuff. But there is this mystery about you. There is this darkness about you. But sometimes it's harder to hang on to the mystery. It's harder to hang on to the karmic stuff than it is to just enjoy the moment. Any form of chains or anything, it's all just a fabrication of the mind. It's not real. And sometimes people do need to get hurt. And sometimes that is their journey. Okay, we can give you a hermit mode, sure. Well-deserved. Well-needed, most likely. More so as a period of rest. Ah, a period of rest before the new chapter of prosperity begins. You really are on the forefront of a new frontier. I'm sensing hesitation to explore outward though, just a little bit. I think there's kind of like a waiting period, waiting to see I don't remember your reading last month. Very likely big changes happened this past month for sure. Okay, so with these changes, now you have to wait and let the chips fall where they may. Now you have to wait for the adjustment and the equilibrium, right? The energy equilibrium. It's kind of like waiting for the ripples in a still pool to stop rippling so that you can see through clearly. So you take the time needed to introspect, that's fine. You may isolate yourself, you may even go to those places of enjoyment, being with friends, your safety zones, the places where these people that are associated with the Seven of Swords and the Five of Cups, Ten of Swords, where those people are not, they're not invited, you know, they're not a part of that place or that circle of friends. Finding safety in the people that you love and the people you enjoy. Deep introspection. Look, they're even wearing the same robe. Deep introspection there. Searching for answers. Sometimes the more you search for answers, the more you find that those answers don't in fact exist. Because in fact, the question never existed. The more and more, this is something that masters will tell you, and people who are experienced with this, the more and more you search for who you are, the meaning of your life, your purpose, the more and more you look for meaning, the more elusive it becomes. And what actually ends up happening is you end up connecting with the vastness and the supposed emptiness of the universe, the nothingness. That you are both everyone and no one. And I know that sounds a little, I feel like that comes off quite depressing. It's meant to come off as liberating because you do pressure yourself so much. And identity is a big part of Capricorn. How you identify, and because of the eclipses in Leo and Aquarius and the new and full moons, especially with this full moon coming up in Aquarius, who you are is very much on the docket. If you didn't watch my weekly bump, I recommend you watch it because I talk all about it. It's especially true for you because of the Sun-Pluto thing that just happened in your sign against Cancer. Okay. Let's see what else comes out. Okay. See? Card of Enlightenment and a card. Look, this column is seemingly like so completely opposite from what's except for this, but like what's happening here. You're finding yourself in some kind of a losing situation. You may have had to give up something that was like, I mean, you guys, I can't convey this to you, really. I really can't. I don't know how to, because I feel like it's every Capricorn. I don't even think that it's just like some of you and some of your lives are like perfectly running so perfectly and there's nothing wrong and all this. Like every Capricorn I know has something big in their life. Their health, their custody battles, their businesses, their parent relationships, death of a family. Like it's something. you know, probably depending on where Capricorn lies in your chart and what planet is really in there. But you're on the path to a true spiritual awakening, to absolute happiness. And I know that you are needing to reject people, you're needing to turn people away, people are turning you away, people are rejecting you. I know all of that. But it is only when we've lost everything that we are free to do everything. No, that's wrong. It's from a song. I talked about it in my weekly bump. This soundtrack from Fight Club. It's only when we've lost everything that we are free to do anything. The loss itself is the liberation. Okay? And it is not to be feared or avoided. Head first, Capricorn. That is your best bet. I promise. I promise, promise, promise. Head first into the loss. And like seriously, like I said before, my Capricorn friends, they're buying, it's like that transition period. They're doing beautiful things like getting married, having children. They're doing this amazing stuff, but it's coming at the waning of the difficult stuff. So the transition is certainly there for you. Keeping an open heart, so critical for August, for Leo season. Keeping an open heart. Meditate and focus on the heart chakra. Now is not the time to be defensive against life. Now is not the time to be protective of what you've built. If anything, it's the protective energy that's going to make this feel harder, you know? Okay, Three of Cups. So much to clarify in the comprehensive, for sure. Three of Cups is a card of fun and social engagement. It's almost like social engagement with a purpose. It's not just for having fun. It's like to release you from this stuff. It's your escape. Be careful that you're not overindulging with alcohol or any other substance like pills or anything like that. Be super, super cognizant of your health and your coherence. Sometimes this can lead to escapism, kind of connecting with maybe the wrong group of friends, maybe the people that are a little bit too much of a party animal group. It's not going to lead you down toward the Ten of Cups, okay, toward the path of true awakening and enlightenment and happiness. It's going to take you further down the road of avoidance. You could be tempted to do that. Nine of Pentacles. See how much opposite. I don't even know how to describe like how much opposite stuff is going on. I don't know how you're going to walk this. It's a fine line, you know. Nine of Pentacles is a card of self-reliance, self-sufficiency, which we know you are. Beautiful for you guys. Rising above circumstances. Not falling victim. Slow and steady wins the race. Again, no, you are no stranger to that at all. See how he's standing on a black horse, associated here with the black and the black here. The black horse that is used as a vehicle with which to get to your destination. See, it's not lost on me. The darkness of your life is how you get to where you're wanting to go. Leo season is a season of liberation and nothing else. of true enjoyment and not worrying so much, not thinking about things so much, and not feeling things so much. Like, I know how sensitive you guys are. Cancer, Capricorn, please. You're just as much a Cancer as you are a Capricorn. I know how deep those emotions run. And I know how difficult it is for you to really express them. You feel them, but expressing them is a different story. It's a different path. You may continue to struggle with the expression of the emotion, which it's okay. Just so long as you're not going down, kind of hanging out with the wrong kind of people, or not treating your body well. All right? Okay, you guys, I'm going to leave you there. Feel free to join me for the comprehensive on the website. I'll put the link down below. Lots to talk about, for sure. Okay? All right, thanks so much. Take care. Bye-bye.